Hey guys, I just want to talk to you a little bit today about bolstering your social life or enhancing just your personal things that you're doing day to day, week to week, month to month. I know firsthand because I've been through many of these chapters in my life. I've had times where I've been very bored. Okay. I am in that mode of life right now where most of my good friends are married, doing the kid thing, have girlfriends, have boyfriends, whatever. And it forces you to spend a lot of time on your own. You know, I don't want to say unfortunately. I think there's a fortunate side to this. I'm good with it. I'm happy with that element right now. But I know how easy it is to just get lazy and to get sedentary and to get kind of depressed about that fact that you've got a lot of times a lot of free time, let's say, and you don't always have people to go out and do things with, and it's hard to make new friends, and it's hard to push yourself and challenge yourself to explore new things sometimes. And maybe you're a younger person listening to this and you're in this mode of life right now where you just don't have a lot of people that you can hang with and do fun things with, and you're feeling a little bit of that same sort of downness, that same sort of depression that comes along with that sort of thing. So I just wanted to give you guys like a little bit of insight, a little bit of perspective. That's something that's worked like really well for me when I've noticed these sorts of phases going on in my life. It seems to kind of come and go. I'll have phases where I've got, plenty of people that seem to be around and available, and it's always great to go and do things with them. But like I said, there's a lot of this time that's kind of spent on the flip side of that, where it's like it's just up to me to like figure out my own stuff and to have something every week, ideally, that I can go out and do. And this doesn't have to be completely explicitly about building a new social circle, like making friends. But a lot of times that will come as a natural byproduct of you going out and doing any number of things that you're interested in. And that's kind of, let's just say the main thrust of me describing this to you today is to get you to put yourself out there and do things you enjoy doing, and remind you that you don't always need people to, send you an invite to, get you off your couch, get you out of your house, get you to go do something, and that you can freely and electively do this, whenever the hell you want. And I encourage you to do it as much as you possibly can, because life is a lot, more than it's a lot more than about just going to work every week, doing the grind, coming home at night, doing your whatever little routine you do before you sit down and watch TV and fall asleep and do it all over the next day, right? You've got to weave in some of these extra things in your life that will enrich you, that will, fill up your heart, fill up your mind, keep you challenged, keep you having fun in life, okay? Because it's all just so damn short, right? I think we'll all agree on that. But here's the crux, guys. This is what I want to suggest to you to do. I want you to use your calendar on your phone or on your computer or whatever it is that you use. I'm a Google Calendar guy, but what I want you to do is just take one day out of the month and sit down and do a little research, okay? Google events, in your little home area. Go and do a search for some new like classes that you want to take. If you want to do a yoga class, if you want to do a meditation class, if you want to do a cooking class, if you want to learn a new sport, if you want to, do any number of things, get online, do a little bit of research. And what I want you to do is I want you to build in and schedule in when you find that, okay, such and such a day, this class is offered at such and such a time, and I'm free that day and I can slot this in. I want you to lay out, several weeks for yourself, or let's say a month forward into the future. Just put it all into your calendar, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go and do every single one of these things, because maybe that week rolls around and you have somebody that gives you an invite to go do something else that sounds exciting and sounds fun. Hey, no big deal. But if it's one of those weeks where you're just alone, you're by yourself, you're, don't know what to do, you've already got something that is happening at a certain point in time that you can easily go and do. And because of the fact, I think there's this psychological thing that goes on inside of all of us. At least this is very much for the case for me. But when I have it in my brain, when it's on my calendar, it's almost like I'm preparing the whole week to say, oh, well, this Friday, like I'm going to this such and such at 7 p.m. And it's very advantageous and positive. And a lot of times you'll actually go through and execute upon those things when you've got it in your calendar, you've got it in your mind, versus those times where like it's 6 p.m. on that same Friday night and you're like, am I going to go out tonight? Am I going to do something? And, I'll just research it now and try to figure out something to do. A lot of times I think most of us fall into that trap where we just don't end up doing anything. So That's a suggestion, guys. That's something you can implore, map out, or let's say calendarize a whole month worth of events for yourself. I mean, it doesn't have to be something every day, but let's just say like one thing during the week and one thing during the weekend. This is also a really good thing to give you something that, when you're at the office or, you're in your work this week and people are asking you, what are you doing with your weekend? You've already got something kind of ready and loaded, and, it's just already planned for. You got something to look forward to, let's say, with your week. It's also a great opportunity to invite somebody out. Let's say you're trying to make a new friend. Let's say you're trying to meet somebody to date and you want to, be able to invite people to cool things that are outside a coffee shop and a bar and just the normal typical let's go to dinner sort of thing. It's like you can do some of this sort of, you can pull people into these events and these things that you're doing. And the last very big thing that I want to instill in you guys is with all these things that you might find for yourself to do, I want you to really focus and make sure it's things that you individually want to do. Don't make the mistake of trying to schedule in things that you think are going to arrive you at a place that's going to make you meet women or to make you meet new friends or just inject you. Okay, those are, whatever. It's okay to do that stuff here and there, but for the most part, I want you to find things that you're excited about. What are you interested in learning? What do you want to do with yourself? Forget about the making the friends and the girls and the guys and all this kind of meeting people stuff. Like that will come if you're injecting yourself into things that you really, really enjoy. That should be the first and foremost, like leading sort of principle here as you think through these things and come up with ideas of things that you might want to do with yourself in this month that you're going to map yourself out of events that you can pre-plan for yourself to go and do. I've made that mistake, for years in my life, right? I've gone to, XYZ class because I thought I was going to meet somebody cool there or something. Every single time, guys, I don't think I have a single story of a true triumph that came from a situation like that where the intent of me going was just solely to meet people, okay? Focus on those things that you love doing. Okay, what are the things that you like? Think deep and hard about that. Actually, I don't think you're going to have to think that deep about it. I think you already know the things that are of interest in you or the things you wanted to try, but just try to remember to keep that at the forefront of your brain as you're going through this exercise, as you're employing this in your life. Give this a shot. I really hope this helps you. This will help you stave off a lot of that boredom, a lot of the loneliness, and you will be less depressed. I guarantee you guys, if you are regularly getting out and just doing things that you enjoy, and it's already all scripted, it's already all laid out, it's already in the calendar, you got no excuse for it, okay? All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.